Hey there, it's Ty. Now today I want to talk about a subject that's pretty serious, I would say, and it's been on my mind a lot lately. I've had a couple people approach me and ask me, my thoughts on this. I'm no expert by any means, but I do have an opinion on it, and I've had experience with the situation that I'm going to talk about, so, I thought I'd just give it a shot. So the topic is pronouns, respecting your pronouns. How does that affect you when someone won't respect your pronouns? That's a tough one. I understand that when you're transitioning, your family transitions with you, so to speak, and your friends transition with you, and it's not easy. So you can give them a break, and you can say, hey, I understand this is hard for you, but I'll give you some time, but please try to respect my pronouns, respect my chosen name if it's different than before. And if they don't, then, that's tough, because sometimes you just have to let people go. And a lot of times, people just leave on their own, unfortunately. So I have a friend who is having an issue with his mom, and this guy goes by he, him pronouns, and is married and having a baby. Not quite sure if he's married or not, but he is together with somebody and having a baby, but that's besides the point. But it's a big point, actually, because he's out of the house. But apparently, since it's Pride season in June, his mom has been all over social media bragging about her transgender son, and using the proper pronouns when speaking to other people or when out in public, and saying, hey, let's make this world a better place. But this person refuses to use the correct pronouns when it's just a one-on-one between the two of them. What is that all about? I mean, seriously? So when they Skype or when they IM each other, the mom will call him she, and they don't respect his transness, because this person is not on testosterone. And if you didn't know it, you don't have to be on testosterone to be trans, okay? And this person didn't change their name because their name was already gender neutral, so they kept it. So the family is finding it hard to accept that this person is transgender. So I'm gonna read this little paragraph that his mom wrote, and this kind of describes how she accepts him in front of other people, but not in front of himself. There's a nice plane. Okay, that's loud. Alright, I'm gonna go inside for a second here. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Mac. You're cute. Alright, so this person's mother writes, I am a proud mama of a transgender female to male child. Supporting Rob has made all the difference in the world. I will support and love him to the day I die, and then some. He is married. Okay, yep, he is married. He is married, and I'm going to be a grandmother in November. We are all so happy, and that's what matters. It doesn't get much better than that. People just need to stop judging others and learn to accept that we are all different in our own way. Be kind and caring to each other. Let's make this a better world for all who live on this amazing planet. Now, seriously, this is what he's talking about. It's like, in front of everybody, you know, she wants to be the upstanding, you know, the progressive person, the accepting person, you know, who will tolerate, you know. I don't know. It's just, it really angers me to read that. Because I kind of have the same situation going on in my life with a couple of different family members, and it's not an easy thing to take. You know, in his instance, you know, he's out of the house, so that's a plus for him, I think, even if anything could be a plus. Because what I would suggest, and this is harder for people that are living with their parents and that are younger, but turn it around on them. Like, start calling your mom dad, or by he, him, pronouns.
My mom went to the store, he bought, what? What? Your mom's a he now?
And just see, you know, not to be a smartass or anything, but just see how that makes them feel. Just say, you know, now mom, how did that make you feel when I did that? Well, when you misgender me, that's how I feel inside. Whether you see me as a guy or not, it hurts. It kind of, you know, you have that cringy feeling, you know? And another thing on, sort of like on this, it's sort of like on the same lines, but not really. So another person approached me and they're having problems describing to a cisgender person what being a transgender person is.
This is a hard question.
And, you know, the basic description is, you know, there's a disconnect between the brain and the genitals, okay?
Narrowly speaking, transgender people are people who question the sex assigned to them at birth and would prefer to live their lives as another gender. And science suggests the reason for this feeling of disagreement between the way you feel and the way you're born might be all in your head.
So, that being said, it doesn't mean that you have to have bottom surgery in order to be transgender. Being transgender is the disconnect between the brain and the genitalia.
Basically, you're the mind of a man in the body of a woman.
That's it, okay? So this person that they're trying to explain it to doesn't understand because, like, somebody that they know is transgender, like female to male, and is dating a female. Now, she says, is that female a lesbian? Well, maybe she is, maybe she isn't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Being transgender and sexuality are two different things. That's 4. 2. You know, it's apples and oranges. There's not just one way to transition. And I've said this before, so I'll say it again. You don't need to have top surgery. You don't need to have bottom surgery. You don't need to be on testosterone. You don't have to dress in the other gender that you identify as. It's very fluid, and you just, whatever, you know? If you say you're transgender, you're transgender. That's it. Let's say there's a cisgender couple, and they're married, and the wife gets breast cancer and has a double mastectomy. So now she has no breasts. Does that mean she's not a woman anymore? No, that doesn't make her less of a woman just because she's flat-chested. She doesn't need to have boobs to be a woman. What if the guy was in a terrible accident and had to have his penis cut off? Does that make him less of a man? Or is he a woman because he doesn't have a penis? No. He is who he identifies as. And if he's a cisgendered man, then he identifies as a man. That's fine. If you're transgender and you have top surgery, that's fine. But you identify how you want to identify. If you want to identify as non-binary, that's fine. If you want to be binary, that's fine. But sexuality is different. You know, you can be transgender and be lesbian or gay or straight or pan or asexual. You know, you can be all the, you know. So bottom line is, a lot of education has to be out there. I mean, we need to educate. We need to educate the world. And a lot of transgender people take offense to that. They think that, well, it's not my problem to educate you. Well, then you don't have to educate that person. But there's a lot of people out there that will educate that person to make your life easier. And I think we especially need to do this, you know, well, all over the place, in hospitals and doctors' offices, in the police department, in jails, everywhere, in schools, with the older generation, with the younger, with everybody. Everybody needs to be educated on this topic. So bottom line, please respect someone else's pronouns, respect someone else's name, and respect their sexuality. That's it. I'll see you next time.